If you were hit while riding a bicycle or e-bike, are you worried that you'll be stuck with huge medical bills and injuries that could rob you of your ability to work? And how do you avoid ending up with zero compensation for your pain and suffering? I'm going to show you how bike and electric bike accident claims work from start to finish so that you have the best odds of getting substantial compensation for your damaged bike, medical bills, lost wages from missed work, and pain and suffering. The first step is to decide if you even want to make a claim, and this decision isn't as simple as you may think. Claims take time. The last thing you want to do is waste your valuable time making a claim if you have no chance at getting paid. The easiest way to decide whether to make a claim is to first look at what you've lost because of the accident. For example, was your bike badly damaged or were you seriously injured? If the answer to either of these is yes, there's a good chance that you should make a claim. But we then need to look at another question that you should ask yourself. Was the driver of the car, truck, or other vehicle that hit you at fault? If your answer is yes, that's good for your case. However, even if the driver that hit you was at fault, it doesn't automatically mean that you're going to get paid. This is because you also have to look at whether you were also at fault in the crash. But before I give you a straightforward way to know if you're at fault, we need to quickly discuss why fault matters so much in bike accident cases. Your fault matters because you're only entitled to get paid in proportion to the other driver's percentage of fault. If it sounds complicated, it's not, I promise. As an example, let's use my real case where Sam was riding his bike across a crosswalk in Florida. A driver hit Sam in the crosswalk. To keep it simple, let's assume that the driver was 100% at fault for hitting Sam. When Sam flew off his bike and onto the ground, he had intense ankle pain. Just a few hours later, at the hospital, he learned that he had a badly broken ankle. He worried about how he'd be able to put food on the table for his family if he couldn't work. Sam hired me as his lawyer. If we could show that the driver who hit Sam is 100% at fault, then they owe Sam 100% of his damages. Damages is just a fancy word for your losses due to the bike accident. So if the driver was 100% at fault, he'd owe Sam 100% of the following: the cost of fixing the bike and Sam's pain and suffering. We'll discuss medical bills and lost wages in a moment because there's often a big twist. Here, we've assumed that the other driver who hit Sam was 100% at fault, but in a huge amount of bike accident cases, the bike rider may also be at fault. For example, let's take Sam's same accident, except we'll assume that he was riding an electric bike on a sidewalk in Miami Beach. When he's crossing through the intersection, a car hits him. In this case, Sam may have a major problem that may destroy his payout. Do you know what it is? Before I reveal Sam's huge potential issue, I'll reveal how to know if you have the same issue in your case. You need to be able to spot this issue first. I say this because the insurance claims representatives that handle bike accident claims are experienced pros, and you never want them to be a step ahead of you. Otherwise, it could mean you getting your claim denied or having to settle for a tiny amount. The first step is to go to a website at municode.com. That's free to use. Next, search for the city where you were hit on your bike. You're going to search for any ordinance, which is a fancy word for law that talks about using bicycles or electric bikes. Even if your case doesn't involve riding on or near a sidewalk, you still may need to use this website. And that's because many cities have laws that tell you when and where you can use your bike. When you look at the ordinances, you're looking for any laws that say what's prohibited when you're riding a bike. In other words, you're looking to see what you're not allowed to do with a bike. For example, in Miami Beach, there's a law that says that you can't operate any motorized means of transportation on a sidewalk. So if Sam was on an e-bike, the driver will likely argue that Sam was breaking the law by riding on the sidewalk right before Sam entered the intersection. Why does this matter so much? Because of this law, Sam may have a large amount of fault for causing this crash. Here's how it affects his case. In most states, if you're riding a bike and you're over 50% or more at fault for getting hit, the driver doesn't owe you 1 penny. And unfortunately, Florida is now one of these states. So in this instance, the driver of the car doesn't owe Sam a penny for his pain and suffering and the damage to his bike. But who pays Sam's medical bills and lost wages since Sam is over 50% at fault? Since Sam was hit in a no-fault state, Sam's own auto insurance pays for some of his medical bills and lost wages. Yes, this is true, even though Sam was riding a bike and not in his car when he was hit. But here's where most people who are hit while on a bike make a big mistake. They assume that their own auto insurance will pay for all of their medical bills. This is wrong. They also don't give the hospital or doctors their health insurance too, and it leaves them stuck owing substantial medical bills. And they get much less money in their pocket from any settlement. But what happened to Sam's actual case that I represented him in? The one where he was riding a bicycle, not an e-bike, and a car hit him. I used some easy tricks to help him get a big settlement. Without these simple tricks, we would have fallen into insurance company claim traps that destroy bike riders' cases every single day. And Sam would have missed out on thousands of dollars. You can quickly learn the game-changing tips that I used in Sam's case by watching the video that's on screen now, link in the description below. And if you've been hit while riding a bike in Florida and you're injured and you think that someone else may be at fault, click the link in the description below to see if I could be the lawyer for you.